Happy 808 day, everybody. I'm DJ Av, and I'm going to show you how to create an 808 from scratch using Punchbox, which is a plugin that works in all DAWs for both Windows and Mac, guys. So nobody misses out on that. And for those people that are all about Serum and making 808s in that, check the link in the description box, and I have a tutorial for that as well, or check out the card at the top right of the screen. Thank you so much. So Punchbox here is a bass drum synthesizer. Right now, if I press anything on my MIDI keyboard, nothing happens because there's no sample loaded up in this main module over here. Now, the main thing that I want to tell you guys about this is that we're not going to use the 909 or the 808. It will make sense to, but I just like to use the sine wave, and you'll see why. So let's hear it so far. So I'm pressing every key here, and for some reason it's not doing different pitches. That's because you got to turn on key tracking. Now let's hear it. So I'm going to go down an octave on my keyboard, and you can see it's more or less of a kick, kind of like the famous Lex Luger rack kick type thing, kick. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this hold, and that hold is going to change a lot of the properties of this. Now I'm playing C sharp because for some weird reason it doesn't really match the tune. I don't know why. It's just something about Punchbox, but it doesn't matter. So playing the C sharp will play a C. So you definitely want to have all your 808s tuned to C. That's just keys on there. So you can mess with the decay and you'll get different results. But, we're just going to go ahead and just have it at max. You also can change the attack curve. Let's hear how the attack curve sounds like. So that just gives your 808 a different type of flow. You'll see it more or less when I print it out using Edison, which is one of my favorite tools. And no, there is no Mac version of Edison right now. So I do apologize for all my Mac heads out there. Image Line will probably do that down the line. But anyways, so with that, we got an 808. Sounds pretty good. Nice and clean. So the next thing we could do is add some distortion. So I'm just going to turn on the distortion and let's hear how it sounds. So it's pretty nasty. Just like distortion, you're reshaping the waveform, so that way you'll get a different kind of 808. What I like to do though is go into the browser setting at the bottom here and pick out Hardstyle Honey, and let's hear it now. Boy, now we have that nice, dope Traptendo, Ocean View, Detroit Knicks type 808. And with this type of distortion here is squarifying, and this is pretty popular, again, since it's called Hardstyle Honey. Hardstyle is a form of like a different electronic music genre, and it's made its way into modern day trap beats. So anyways, with that, you could do other things as well. Maybe you don't want it to be that distorted, even though I really like that for crazier 808s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to parallel the FX amount. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's turn it up a little bit. From here, what I will do is I will just go to my master and I will turn on record. And I already have it on input. Usually it will be on now. I don't want it now. I don't want it to record now. What I want to do is once I press the key on my MIDI track right here with Punchbox, it will then record at 808. So let's look at it. Now I played a little higher C than usual. You might want to play it a little lower. It just depends on you. And now we're going to look at the 808. I'm going to just turn off recording, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to this quick tool right here, which will, this tool right here, which will trim it automatically. The reason why I did that, I don't know why it didn't adjust here. So I'm just going to go ahead and left click and then press Control X, which will cut that. Let's try that again. There we go. So now we have this 808 here. and it looks a little crazy, but you can also see that it's not very nice and rounded off like normal 808s would be like, and that's because of that distortion, which gives that square-fi sound. I'm going to take a gander at it, and now we're going to play it. There we go. And then we're all good to go. So, the next thing I'll probably do is I would just save it. You can save it to any folder that you want. But, just name it whatever you want from there. We're going to do some more exploring here, because the thing about Punchbox is that you should just explore. Now, the next thing I probably would do if I didn't like the squarifying is I'll probably just go and move on to the filter. If you adjust the filter turns on. And if I mess with the cutoff, now that squarified 808 has more round or sine wave features about it. So the transient, the autonomy of it has changed. I just roll in some more of the FX amount so we can get more of that. So we're going to go ahead and check out Edison again, and we're going to record it, and we're going to look at it, because it's important we look at the autonomy of it. Nice 808. At first I thought my voice was going to record in here, but we're good to go. So now you can see the difference in the autonomy of the original one, which was a whole lot louder, versus the newer one. So we have two different 808s that we can adjust and look at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trim it so we can look at both of them. One's a little lower than the other one, of course. Now, for all the people that make sound packs, again, make sure that it's formatted to 16-bit, because not all DAWs are equal within using 32-bit of float or not. Ableton can use 32-bit of float, but other DAWs like Logic cannot. So it's important that you make sure that everybody gets to enjoy your samples no matter how you cut them, and just not just appeal to like FL Gang or whatnot, because of course you have people that use other DAWs, right? Anyway, so I just chopped it up. Just look at it. We're gonna go ahead and normalize it, even though I wouldn't recommend that, but normalizing won't hurt anybody. Go ahead and make it 16-bit. But yeah, now you can see the interesting shape of that 808 here. Now, there's other things you can do with Punchbox. You can add clicks in there. Of course, you're going to send a click or whatnot. Now, I'm probably going to have to load up something here. Of course, it's not really what I would want. I guess you would mess with the tune and drops down some. And of course, you can parallel down here. Choose how much of that click you want. Let's not filter as much. And then let's add some resonance. And then you can choose between a 12 dB and a 24 dB filter. And this all together will make it a little bit more musical. Usually you use a harder filter for like heavier sounds. But if you want to go musical and turn it to a 24 dB, then you can. You can hear the difference. And of course, you can change the click. Now let's record that in there. Let's go back to the master, Edison. And then I'm going to press record. And let's record it. Now, between these two, you can see a difference. And this is pretty recommended, I guess, when you are creating 808s and such, so you don't repeat like how your 808 sound. This one has more of a click to it than this one, obviously. Again, just make sure when you adjust it, trim it down, that you do make sure it's 16-bit. You can have it either mono or stereo. It really, I would say it doesn't matter, but of course mono will put more of your 808 in the middle, and that might be where you want to be on your 808. So let me go ahead and play both. little bit of a difference. You can see that the timing of it has changed just a wee bit, but kind of the same, and that's because I added a transient to the beginning of it, which isn't really a transient that I would use, by the way. But anyways, guys, I hope this video helped out. Just wanted to give y'all a little bit of them keys here, you know, train you up, give you a special trade so that y'all will be able to make your own 808s or do whatever you want as far as like creating them for packs and such. I do want to tell you that, again, if you're going to make it sample based, that you want to make your 808s long enough, okay? So when you play at higher pitches, that it won't stop immediately. I'm DJ Av, Traptendo. We're out of here.